this thing together.
Yeah.
To bed. How about you?
Putting it to bed.
Yeah. No, it'll be good.
Good.
Good. Looking forward to it.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Lean in. Mm-mm. Nope.
No? Good Yontif. Oh,
There we go. Good Yantiv.
God, thank you. It is wonderful to see so many here this evening, and we also welcome those of you who are watching on live stream. For those in the sanctuary, please make sure your cell phones are silenced and take note that the emergency exits are in the back of the sanctuary and to the far left and right. If you exit during services, we ask that you return through the social hall doors. If the community is standing in prayer, we ask that you wait in the back until the community has seated to return to your seats. I now turn the service over to Rabbi Gottfried and Rabbi Alter. Gemar Tovah, and may we all have a meaningful fast.
Thank you, Sandy. Shana Tova, Gemar Chatima Tova. For those of you that I have not met yet, my name is Pamela Gottfried. I am serving as the interim rabbi here at TKE this year. And I wanted to share just one personal thing that I've been thinking about that makes this Kol Nidre really special for me. So about 24 years ago, I left the pulpit because I had 2 young children, and I needed to be in a place where I had a schedule where I could actually see them when they were awake. And it was a rough decision. We had just moved here. I was 1 year into a 3-year contract, and it was really gut-wrenching. And I feel that tonight at TKE, it's a joy. If we're allowed to be joyous on a somber occasion, it's a joy for things to have come full circle for me, to be sharing words with you of sermons and maybe some wisdom, and in the presence of one of those small children who is now a grown woman and her fiance, and it's wonderful to have Kol Nidre with you.
Hi. I am Rabbi Daniel Alter. I am a brand new rabbi educator. I've met many of your kids and grandkids, but I haven't met all of you yet. And whenever I meet a new group, I like to introduce myself in the same way. Hi, I'm Daniel. I know that my voice is a little different. I've had it for now 39 years. It's a part of who I am, and I'm okay with it. But it's really important to me that we are able to communicate, whether we are in a classroom, doing an activity, or even when I'm on the bima. So if there's anything that I say at any time that isn't clear, please let me know. Feel free to raise your hand, say my name, jump up and down. I'm happy to say it again, write it down, say it in Hebrew, say it in sign language. We will find a way to communicate. But I don't want my voice to be a barrier for anyone tonight or for any time that we work together. Sound good? Awesome. Shana Tova.
Shakach. We begin this evening with an orchestral rendition of Kol Nidre performed by Anne Mosi-Yunus on cello and Jessica Udan on viola.
We must raise our voices high. We must hold each other tight. We must stand up in the night and be the light. Or Zaru Atlat Tzadik Uyishrelet Simcha. Or Zaru Atlat Tzadik Uyishrelet Simcha. We must spread our love around. We must feel this spiritual sound. We must work till peace has come. We must love and live as one and be the light. Or Zaru Atlat Tzadik Uyishrelet Simcha. Or Zaru Atlat Tzadik Uyishrelet Simcha. Na 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 na
The ark is closed and you may be seated. I invite our honorees who are waiting in the wings to kind of inch forward. We'll be lighting the candles in just a moment. For those of you that joined us late, my name is Pamela Gottfried. I'm the interim rabbi here at TKE. I am joined on the bima by Rabbi Daniel Alter, cantorial soloist Blake Singer, musician Ira Weissman on piano, TKE's Shir Emet Choir, directed by Bert Can. And I would like to welcome all of you here in our filled sanctuary. It's very exciting to see all of you. And also welcome everyone who is live streaming at home. And now I invite our honorees to light the candles. They are Tim Roberts, Candy Haney, Terry Singer, Susie Mayer, Cheryl Kacher, Deborah Brenner, Bonita Gantz, and Craig Aronoff. The blessings are found on page 9. Someone has to hold the thing.
Right behind you. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Push it up. There you go. Push it up here. Easy. And then press. There you go. Yep. You got it. There you go. Wait till it catches. Just turn the switch off. You want to gather around.
Baruch atah Adonai,
Adonai,
Eloheinu
Eloheinu
melech haolam, asher kidshanu
b'mitzvotav
v'tzivanu
v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Yom HaKippurim.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu Shanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Yom HaKippurim.
On page 14, Yom Kippur, the Jewish people's festival of the soul, and Kol Nidre, its sacred portal, a night of deep emotion, a night, as the psalmist wrote, to rejoice with trembling. We rejoice at the sound of Kol Nidre. Rhythmic words released from vows, oaths, and promises to God we fail to keep. We tremble at the melody, music of spiritual amazement. It fills us with awe as we stand before God and Torah. We rejoice that we stand together, strengthened by community, in this hour of shared weakness and humility. We tremble, for tonight we confess our flaws, admit our imperfection, and acknowledge a power far beyond our understanding. We rejoice that we commit ourselves to great endeavors because we feel so deeply and think so nobly. We tremble, for we find that our ideals are far greater than our ability. Our promises surpass our might. We rejoice in the freedom that is Kol Nidre's true gift. The freedom to begin a new year without fear of failure, to aspire to be God's image in the world. We tremble because we are mortal. We rejoice in the gratitude for life. We rejoice with trembling and enter Kol Nidre to face our humility. I now have the pleasure to invite our TBE staff members to open the ark and hold our Torahs.
Welcome to the Bima. Rachel Barrich, Cindy Livingston, Lauren Davis, Carol Leaf, Jonah Queen, and Lisa Singer. We rise in body and spirit as the ark is open for Kol Nidre. Page 18.
Kol Nidre. v'charamei v'konemei v'chinuyei v'kinusei u'shavuot din darna udei shtabana udei acharimna vida asar na all nafshatana miyom kippurim zeh ad yom kippurim haba aleinu l'tova kuchu nicharadna v'chon kuchon shon sharan shvitin v'tilin v'talin la shirarim v'la kayamin nidrana nidre v'esarana l'esare Ushivuatana la shivuot.
All vows, resolves, and commitments, vows of abstinence and terms of obligation, sworn promises and oaths of dedication, that we promise and swear to God and take upon ourselves from this day of atonement until the next day of atonement. May it find us well. We regret them, and for all of them we repent. Let all of them be discarded and forgiven, abolished and undone. They are not valid, and they are not binding. Our vows shall not be vows, our resolves shall not be resolves, and our oaths, they shall not be oaths.
Kol Nidre, v'yasarei, v'charamei, v'konemei, v'chinuyei, v'chinusei, u'shivuot. Shabana
As the ark is closed, you may be seated. It's a pleasure to invite our Board of Trustees President, Sandy Davis, back to the Bima to share a few words with you. Well done, everyone.
Good evening and good Yontif.
Good Yontif.
My name is Sandy Davis, and I am your Temple Kol Emeth president. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, it is my pleasure to welcome you, our congregants, your families, and all of our guests to TKE. I have been an active member of TKE for 16 years. This is my second time serving on the Board of Trustees, and I have chaired multiple events throughout the years. TKE is my home. I have heard that there are 3 secrets to a successful Kol Nidre speech. First, have a good beginning. Second, have a good ending. And third, have the 2 as close together as possible. I will try to make this short and sweet. I would like to take a moment to share my immense gratitude to those who made our high holiday services possible. Thank you, Rabbi Gottfried, Rabbi Alter, cantorial soloist Blake Singer, pianist Ira Weissman, and our choir under the direction of Bert Can. Thank you to our temple staff, Lauren Davis, Carol Leaf, Cindy Livingston, Jonah Queen, and Lisa Singer, under the direction of our senior temple administrator, Rachel Barrich. Thank you to our support staff, Mark McLeod and his crew, and finally, thank you to all the volunteers who assisted with the preparations for these services and who volunteer throughout the year. More about our volunteers in a moment. As I was contemplating what to speak about, I started wondering why we are all here today. The obvious answer is because it is Kol Nidre, and Jews are supposed to be in synagogue on Kol Nidre. I believe there is more to it, though. I believe that each of us has a special connection to Temple Kol Emeth. We are all here for different reasons, but mostly because we want to connect to each other and to God, as so many others are doing around the world tonight. Being here reminds you that you are a part of our globally connected, sacred community, and especially a part of the Temple Kol Emeth community. Rabbi Jonathan Sachs said, "Community is the human expression of divine love. It is where I am valued simply for who I am, how I live, and what I give to others. It is the place where they know my name." The Talmud takes it a step further and teaches us that any person who works for the needs of the community, it is as if that person is studying Torah. This has inspired me throughout my many years of volunteering, beginning in the Weisberg Preschool to currently serving as your congregational president. I wasn't satisfied just participating in this community. I wanted to be part of making it better for me, for my family, for your family, and for generations to come. As I mentioned earlier, our volunteers are our backbone and our greatest strength. They make our accomplishments possible. I want to thank each and every one of you. I admire you for your dedication and readiness to give freely of your time, energy, and talents. Ruth Bader Ginsburg once said, "Whatever you choose to do, leave tracks." That means don't just do it for yourself. You will want to leave the world a little better for your having lived. You are leaving tracks and making an impact. We accomplished some big things this past year thanks to the help of our volunteers. The Legacy Committee received enough donations and commitments to cover the remainder of our mortgage. We commemorated our 40th anniversary with a year of celebrations and art installations. We replaced the roof over our heads, securing the integrity of our building. We hired a rabbi educator, Rabbi Alter, and an interim rabbi, Rabbi Gottfried, to help us through our search for a new settled senior rabbi. This year, we embark on our next 40 years. To those of you who are still on the fence, the ones sitting in the sidelines, the ones that need proof that our synagogue needs you, you are the ones I am talking to. Perhaps some of you have yet to find your place at TKE. We can all make an impact here. How can we help you find your place? I invite everyone to engage in something meaningful to you. Make TKE the place you want it to be by getting involved. If you have an idea, speak up or join a committee. And if one doesn't exist, create one. Although I hear that can lead to board positions and possibly even the presidency. If you have a passion for something that might help enlighten all of us, please share it. According to Rabbi Moshe Davis of Hebrew University, a candle is a small thing, but one candle can light another, and see how its own light increases. As a candle gives its flame to the other, you are such a light. Please know that the Board of Trustees has been listening. Our painted picture is an incredible, ambitious, strategic planning effort that is coming to life every day thanks to dozens of passionate TKE volunteers who are driving it. We are taking notes, and it is from your voices that we have established this year's priorities and defined our annual goals. Of course, one of our top goals this year is to hire a settled senior rabbi. Our rabbi search committee is being guided by your comments and suggestions from each town hall meeting. We have also created a new board position in the hopes of upgrading our marketing and communications capabilities. Also at the top of our list is leadership development, both for the board and the entire congregation, security and building access procedures, philanthropy, and family-inclusive programming. Rabbi Alter is already making a positive impact in our religious school. Our ears are open, and more importantly, so are our hearts. This year will be a defining one for our community. We will soon have the opportunity to start fresh with a new senior rabbi. I ask for your patience as we work toward each and every one of our goals. I pray that in the coming year, we will realize that we can achieve a great deal more as a community than any one of us can achieve individually, and that all the powerful moments we are lucky enough to experience will sustain and nurture us along this sacred Jewish journey together. Gemar Chatima Tova, may we all be sealed in the book of life. I wish you all an easy fast.
Thank you, Sandy. We continue on page 22 with the Baruch, and I invite you to rise if you are able. Please be seated. And join me on page 25 as we read together. Day and night are yours, creative spirit of the universe. The muted colors of twilight, the radiance of dawn. Yours are the spreading of wings of light, the deepening shadows of darkness, and ever-changing drama. In the human heart, too, the struggle between darkness and light unfolds. From sunlit heights of generosity, the human heart sinks to the gloomy depths of selfishness. Although we fall, you give us the strength to rise again. You call on those who hurt through word or deed
to break free from wrongdoing and return to you. All who hear your call to goodness are embraced. All who reject emptiness and evil find acceptance from you. We come into your presence this night of Kol Nidre, aware that our shortcomings and weaknesses are many. Yet, encouraged by your promise of forgiveness, we choose freely the path of repentance, restoring wholeness to our lives and holiness to the world.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv Aravim. Blessed are you, Adonai, creator of twilight and
dusk.
Thank you for your voices lift us up and help us feel the love of Ahavat Olam. We continue on page 28 with the Shema. Please rise.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Oto Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated. We continue on page 30 with V'ahavta.
V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavecha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadavarim ha'eleh asher hanochi mitzavecha ayom alavavecha vishinantam levanecha vidibartam baham b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlaktecha vaderech uvshachbecha uvkumecha Ukshartom leot oyodecha v'hayula totafot beinenecha uktavtam amizuzot beitecha uvisharecha lima'an tizkiru v'asitem et komisotai Vitem kadoshim lelokehem Ahani Adonai Elokehem Asher hotzeti ethem Me'eretz Mitzrayim Liot lachem lelohim Ani Adonai Elokehem
Adonai Elohem Emet. On page 40, we join together in the words of Milchamacha, our song of celebration and redemption.
Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh.
No rock,
Tehilot, ve'elem,
no rock,
Tehilot, ve'elem,
Adonai,
Adonai loch le'olam va'ed. Lochu techarechu v'necha, lokei hayam lifnei Moshe. Ze'eli anu v'yamru, ze'eli anu v'yamru, Adonai loch le'olam va'ed. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh.
no rock,
Tehilot, ve'elem,
no rock,
Tehilot, ve'elem, Adonai loch le'olam va'ed.
We continue with the Hashemenu, a prayer in which we ask God for a Sukkot Shalom, a shelter of peace. You can find the words on the bottom of the back side of your handout.
Ashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom Amideinu Shomrenu Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashiveinu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom Amideinu Shomrenu Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashiveinu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom Amideinu Shomrenu
We turn to page 45 and we rise in body or in spirit for the Reader's Kaddish.
It Gadol v'it Kadash Shemei Rabbah
Amen.
V'yolema devarachirutei Yamlich malachutei B'chayehon uvyamechon V'chayeda kol beit Yisrael V'meru
To page 46 as we prepare to begin the Amidah, the standing prayer, and we will continue standing if you are able through Atah Kadosh. Page 46, please join me at the top of the page. Have mercy upon me, O God, as befits your faithfulness. In keeping with your abundant compassion, blot out my transgressions. Wash me thoroughly of my iniquity and purify me of my sin. For I recognize my transgressions, and I am ever conscious of my sin.
Adonai tzifatativ taku fiakita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Kanora, El Elyon, Gomel Kasadim Tovim, V'Koneh HaKol, V'Zocher, Oste Avot V'Imot, Umevi Ge'ulo Livnei V'Nechem, L'man Shemo Mi'akavah. So Alpreinu Lechaim, Elechafetz B'chaim, V'chozbeinu b'Sefer HaChaim, L'ma'ancha Elohim Chaim. So Alpreinu Lechaim, Elechafetz B'chaim, V'chozbeinu b'Sefer HaChaim, L'ma'ancha Elohim Chaim. Melech Otzer Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah. Amen. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol Atal Rav L'Koshia Morid HaTal, Mechol Mokel Chaim Chesed, Mechayeh HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim, So Mechafim Merov Echolim, U'Mahatir Asurim, U'Mekayeh Emunato, L'Shenei Afar, Michal B'Chava Al Gevurot, U'Meidol Me'elav, Melech Deimidu Mechayeh, U'Matzliach Yeshua. Micha Mocha, Avarachamim, Zocher, Zocher Yitzura, Lechaim Berachamim. V'ne'eman atav lechayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol. Amen.
53.
אתה קדוש, ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום, יעללו הסלע. ברוך אתה
who strive to be holy, declare your glory day by day. Blessed is our God, blessed is the world ablaze with splendor.
Congregation may be seated. We continue on page 72 with Ritzay. We continue now with silent prayers, avodat halev, prayers that are in our heart, prayers that are on the page in the book, or just silent meditation and quiet, still breathing. And we'll join together when everyone is ready on page 81 with Yehu Laratzon.
Liratzon imrefi ve'higyon libi lefanecha yehiyu liratzon imrefi Shalom, shalom, bimromav, uyaseh, shalom, oseh, shalom. Romav Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu v'yakol Yisrael
United we stand, divided we fall. Patrick Henry spoke these words in his last public speech, delivered in March 1799, in which he denounced the Kentucky and Virginia resolutions, saying, "Let us not split into factions, which must destroy that union upon which our existence hangs." It is reported that at the end of his speech, Henry fell into the arms of bystanders and was carried away almost lifeless to a nearby tavern. 2 months afterward, he died. Patrick Henry may have borrowed this now famous phrase from an ancient Greek storyteller named Aesop, or perhaps he got the idea from Moses, whose famous last speech to the people of Israel that began in Deuteronomy 29 reminds them to stand together as one people in order to enter into the covenant with God so that they will be firmly established in the land of Israel. And like Patrick Henry, shortly after concluding his speech, Moses died. So it seems appropriate to me that we, along with the majority of Reformed congregations, read this description of Moses sealing the covenant between God and the people of Israel from the Torah on Yom Kippur morning, when we stand before God ourselves, wearing white, the color of shrouds, fasting, mimicking death, as each of us atones alone, yet together as one community, hoping to be sealed in the book of life. Let's listen to a few sentences of Moses' last speech in his own words. Atem nitzavim hayom kulchem, lifnei Adonai Elohechem. You stand today, all of you, before Adonai your God. Rashechem, shivtechem, ziknechem, v'shotortechem, kol ish Yisrael, your heads, your tribes, your elders, and your officials, every person of Israel. Tapchem neshechem v'gercha, asher bekerev machanecha, your children, your women, and your stranger within your camp. Mechotev etzecha ad shoev memecha, from the one who cuts your wood to the one who draws your water. Okay, now let's break it down, examining these words to see whether they contain any relevant lessons for us today. Atem nitzavim hayom kulchem. You stand today, all of you. I mean, now you're sitting, but you were standing a minute ago. You stand, all of you, Is this true? What about those for whom it is difficult or impossible to stand? For some, standing up quickly, even when not fasting, causes lightheadedness. For others, standing when the ark is opened for a long spell causes discomfort or pain. How can we ensure that those among us who have mobility issues or simply difficulty standing are included within our community without being singled out? One way is to use language that demonstrates awareness and sensitivity when we ask the congregation to rise. Maybe you have noticed that Rabbi Alter usually says, "Please rise if you are able or comfortable," while I usually say, "We rise in body or in spirit." In this way, we acknowledge that some of us need to remain seated, lifnei Adonai, before God. Of course, not all challenges are outwardly obvious, and sometimes we miss the opportunity to include those with invisible challenges that they may be trying to keep hidden. Many among all of us are experiencing hearing loss or visual impairment. These are not issues related only to aging. And I've learned that they can be a source of embarrassment to some people who are facing these challenges. I used to feel awkward speaking into a microphone and really disliked the sound of my amplified voice. I was that person who used to say, "You can all hear me, right? I don't need to use the mic." That was before I was diagnosed with nodules on my vocal cords, and I worked with vocal therapists over months, several times over years, to avoid surgery. Now, I'm less embarrassed to admit how stubborn and wrong I was about my own health challenges than I am to admit how oblivious I was to the needs of other people, that there were other people, my students, who needed me to use the mic so that they could hear me. I never want anyone who feels self-conscious about needing an accommodation to have to ask for one. And that is why I'm such a nudnik about asking all of us to use the microphone whenever we're together. There are other visible and invisible challenges and many other ways that we, individuals who make up all of us, differ from each other. Some of us are neurodivergent. This means that our brains process information and react to stimuli differently than is typical for most people. We are diverse in our appearance, possessing bodies of different shapes and sizes. Some of us have tattoos and piercings or other body modifications. We are racially and ethnically diverse people, gender and sexually diverse people, some of whom are gender non-conforming or non-binary and use they/them pronouns. We are partners and parents, siblings and friends of LGBTQ+ or queer folks. You, all of you, Atem Kulchem, is Moses' way of saying y'all, or all y'all, which I've always found to be a bit redundant, but now I realize is definitely inclusive. Don't take my word for it. Instead, let's look at just a few commentaries which offer both old and new wisdom about diversity and inclusion. First, a medieval rabbinic commentary from 13th century France. Some of you may remember that on Rosh Hashanah, I introduced you to the biblical commentator Chizkuni, I love Chizkuni, whose book is a compilation of the writings of 20 other rabbinic scholars or more. Chizkuni writes, Atem nitzavim hayom kulchem, you stand today, all of you. Kulchem, all of you, regardless of your social standing in the community, are equal. Lifnei Adonai, facing Adonai. Now, there's a little Hebrew wordplay going on. Lifnei means before. That's how I translated it before Adonai, before God. But Pnei Adonai is the face of God. All of you, regardless of your social standing in the community, are equal. Lifnei Adonai, facing God. Before God, each of us is equal because God sees each of our faces as a reflection of God's self. Similarly, we're meant to see God's reflection when we see each other's faces. Reading Chizkuni's take on facing Adonai and seeing God in each other's faces made me think of the words of a song that I used to hear on the radio all the time. When I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change because you're amazing just the way you are. It's true. I thought of Bruno Mars. So I'm really grateful to Rabbi Alter, who reminded me about the writings of Emmanuel Levinas, a 20th century French philosopher of Lithuanian Jewish descent, who taught, the alterity or otherness of the other, as signified by the face, is something that one acknowledges before using reason to form judgments or beliefs about him. Levinas developed a theory of justice based not on disinterested equity, but on the summons we feel in the event of meeting the face of the other, of seeing another person's face. As philosophy professor Michael Stevenson explains, for Levinas, what's essential about human beings beyond our rational and practical capacities is the fact that we find ourselves infinitely responsible in the face of the other. I wonder if Levinas was influenced by Moses' last speech, in particular by a commentary found in Midrash Tanchuma, composed in Talmudic times, sometime between 150 and 750 CE, published by Solomon Buber in Ukraine in 1885. You stand this day, all of you, lifnei Adonai, before Adonai your God, Rashechem, Shivtechem, Ziknechem, Veshotrotechem, your heads, your tribes, your elders, and your officials. Although I have appointed for you heads, judges, elders, and law officers, you shall all be equal before me, since it is stated, Kol Ish Yisrael, every person of Israel. Midrash Tanchuma offers an additional interpretation of Kol Ish Yisrael, saying, all of you people of Israel are responsible for each other. Tapchem, Nishechem, your children, your women, not only the great ones among us, but also the vulnerable ones. The gercha asher bekerev machanecha, and the stranger within your stranger, gercha, your stranger within your camp. Jews by birth, Jews by choice, those of other faiths or no faith. Mechotev etzecha ad shoev memecha. From the one who cuts your wood to the one who draws your water, people of all socioeconomic status. It is therefore stated, Kol Ish, every person. And then Midrash Tanchuma makes an observation about people that I believe is spot on. People might be inclined to show kindness and compassion only to those who are kin or akin to them. But the Holy One is not like that. As it says in Psalms, Tov Adonai lakol, v'rachamav al kol ma'asav. God is good to all, and God's compassion is over all God's creatures. Midrash Tanchuma acknowledges that while we may not always behave as though we see God's face reflected in each other, our ideal is to regard ourselves as responsible to and for one another. Sure, it's human nature to make snap judgments when we encounter those we find to be different from ourselves. Our brains may actually be wired to do this. And we can't always control our emotional gut reaction. What we can control is what we say or do in the next moment. We can choose compassion over judgment, connection over exclusion. I want to call your attention to a local nonprofit, Compassionate Atlanta, whose founder, Leanne Rubenstein, happens to be Jewish, but has created an organization that is steeped in compassion for all humans. Leanne and her staff and volunteers strive to bring diversity and inclusion to every corner of Metro Atlanta. They recently published these perfect pocket-sized booklets. Choose compassion over stigma. We judge because we do not understand. This offers practical advice for communities that want to be change agents and speak up against stigma. It opens up like this, and it has great graphics. They also created this cool infographic magnet called An Inclusive and Thriving Community. If you would like a booklet or a magnet, stop by TKE later this week and visit me. I have a stack of them in my office. Let's return to the 12th or 13th century and conclude with a Torah commentary called Dat Zikenim, which was written by the Tosafot, some scholars who lived in medieval France and Germany. Maybe Rashi's grandson was among them, we don't know. But I believe that this commentary will bring us back to the beginning, back to Patrick Henry's words in the 18th century, and to our present day, back to Compassionate Atlanta, back to Yom Kippur here in this sanctuary, here in the 21st century. Atem nitzavim hayom kulchem. You stand today, all of you, as a unified congregation. In a unified congregation, everyone sees each person as who they are, recognizes each person as a reflection of God, embraces each person with compassion and without judgment. TKE is such a congregation, a compassionate and caring community that celebrates diversity and draws strength from our unity. So TKE has an opportunity, and I would say a responsibility, to be a change agent and to speak up against stigma. We can and must continue to do this for ourselves, to see God's face reflected in each other's faces. And we can and must do this for others. When we see God's face in the faces of those in the wider community, those who are suffering discrimination because they are different, we can make a difference. We must continue to lift each other up so that we can stand, all of us, united as a beloved, holy, inclusive community in the year ahead. L'shana tova tikatevu v'techatemu. May we be blessed with a good year. May we be written and sealed in the book of life. Now, please join me on page 83 for a reading as we prepare for Ashamnu, When I Was Young. When I was young and learned the alphabet, life was open to me. A was full of aspiration, B was for beauty, C for confidence, and D for dreams. And so on through the list. No fewer than 26 opportunities, 26 possibilities. And yet I fear that with the passage of time, I've squandered them, creating instead A's of apathy, B's of briskness, and C's of coarseness. Help me then to return to that innocence. Let the letters be letters once again, and let them rise to the heavens and form into words that you know I wish to say. And join me and Blake in the Ashamnu, page 82. We rise in body or in spirit.
Ashamnu, Bagadnu, Gazalnu, Libarnu Dofi, Evinu, Hirshanu, Zadnu, Kamastu, Tafanu Shaker, Yatsnura, Izavnu, Latsnu, Maradnu, Niatsnu, Zararnu, Avinu, Bashanu, Zararnu, Ishinu Orev, Yalalai, 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 Rashanu, Shihatnu, Tiavnu, Tainu, Titandu, yalalai, yalalai.
You may be seated. We continue with Al Chet, pages 86 through 90. Al Chet shechatanu lefanecha bezadon uvishgaga, ve'al Chet shechatanu lefanecha bedibur peh.
The ways we have wronged you deliberately and by mistake, and harm we have caused in your world through the words of our mouths.
Al Chet shechatanu lefanecha be'imutz halev, ve'al Chet shechatanu lefanecha betifshut peh.
The ways we have wronged you by hardening our hearts, and harm we have caused in your world through careless speech.
Al Chet shechatanu lefanecha bechachash ufechazahav, Al Chet shechatanu lefanecha berechilut.
The ways we have wronged you through lies and deceit, and harm we have caused in your world through gossip and rumor.
Al Chet shechatanu lefanecha biflilut, ve'al Chet shechatanu lefanecha bezilzul horim umorim.
The ways we have wronged you by judging others unfairly, and harm we have caused in your world through disrespect to parents and teachers.
Al Chet shechatanu lefanecha bevidui peh, ve'al Chet shechatanu lefanecha behonaat re'ah.
The ways we have wronged you through insincere apologies, and harm we have caused in your world by mistreating a friend or neighbor.
Al Chet shechatanu lefanecha bechozek yad, ve'al Chet shechatanu lefanecha b'masa uv'matan.
The ways we have wronged you through violence and abuse, and harm we have caused in your world through dishonesty in business.
V'al kulam Elohas salichot salach lanu, mechal lanu, chaper lanu. Al chet shechatanu lefanecha begalui uvasater, v'al chet shechatanu lefanecha befrikat ol.
The ways we have wronged you openly and secretly, and harm we may have caused in your world by losing self-control.
Al chet shechatanu lefanecha begilui arayot, ve'al chet shechatanu lefanecha b'ma'achal u'b'mishteh.
The ways we have wronged you through sexual immorality, and harm we have caused in your world through consumption of food and drink.
Al chet shechatanu lefanecha b'yetzer hara, ve'al chet shechatanu lefanecha b'neshech u'v'marbit.
The ways we have wronged you by giving into our hostile impulses, and harm we have caused in your world through greed and exploitation.
Al chet shechatanu lefanecha b'latzon, ve'al chet shechatanu lefanecha b'netiyat garon.
The ways we have wronged you through cynicism and scorn, and harm we have caused in your world through arrogant behavior.
Al chet shechatanu lefanecha b'sinat chinam, ve'al chet shechatanu lefanecha v'tum'at sfatayim.
The ways we have wronged you by hating without cause, and harm we have caused in your world through offensive speech.
Al chet shechatanu lefanecha b'lashon hara, ve'al chet shechatanu lefanecha b'tzarut ayin.
The ways we have wronged you with a slanderous tongue, and harm we have caused in your world through a selfish and petty spirit.
And we join with Blake and Ira at the bottom of page 90, Ve'al Kulam.
Ve'al kulam Elohai selichot selach lanu mechal lanu kaper lanu. Ve'al kulam Elohai selichot selach lanu mechal lanu selach lanu mechal lanu kaper lanu.
Join me, please, on page 100 at the top of the page, responsively. God of forgiveness, we come before you in need of compassion.
At Sinai, you spoke words that guard our lives to this day, but our ancestors lost faith in you, lost hope in their Redeemer.
With one voice they had promised, we will do and obey, and yet, stiff-necked, they broke their word, adoring an idol of gold.
How wondrous your compassion in the face of their rebellion, your forgiveness in that moment of human weakness and doubt.
We too have broken promises to you. We too worship the work of our own hands. We too make of gold a god, and we too forsake your word. At Sinai, you revealed 13 attributes of mercy.
These aspects are your very nature. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'Chanun, Adonai, 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 El Rachum V'Chanun, Adonai, Erev Alpayim B'Rav Hesed, Emet Adonai. Noser chesed l'alafim, noser avon v'fesha, v'hata'ah v'nakeh. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'Chanun, Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum V'Chanun,
Join with me at the bottom of the page. Adonai, Adonai, God, compassionate, gracious, endlessly patient, loving and true, show mercy to the 1,000th generation, forgiving evil, defiance, and wrongdoing, and granting pardon. And now I'd like to invite our honorees, Joel and Amy Newman, to come forward as we prepare to open the Ark for Avinu Malkeinu. Oh, good, you're here. And we rise in body and spirit. Okay. One of you on each side. Okay. This door opens first. Right opens first. Sorry, left. And then each of them. We cry out for what we have lost, and we remember you again. We look for each other, we cannot find us, and we remember you. From the ground of no purpose, our children accuse us, and we remember, we recall a purpose. And here is death. Could it possibly be? And here is old age, and we never knew. We never stood up, and the good land was taken from us, and the sweet family was crushed. Maybe, we said, it could be. And we gave it a place among the possibilities. I'll do it myself, we said, as shame thickened the faculties of the heart. And the first reports were of failure, and the second of mutilations, and the third of every abomination. We remember, we cry out to you to return our soul. Is it really upon us? Yes, it is upon us. Do we merit this? Yes, we merit this. We cry out for what we have lost, and we remember you. We remember the containing word, the holy channels of commandment, and goodness waiting forever on the path. And here and there, among the 70 tongues and the 100 darknesses, something shining, people of courage, strengthening themselves to kindle the lights of repentance. Avinu Malkeinu, page 114. Avinu Malkeinu, Shema Kolenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, Almighty and merciful, hear our voice.
Avinu Malkeinu, Chatanu Lefanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, we have strayed and sinned before you.
Avinu Malkeinu, Chamol Aleinu Ve'al Olalenu V'tapenu.
Avinu, have compassion on us and our families.
Avinu Malkeinu, Kaleh Dever V'chera V'ra'av Me'aleinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, halt the onslaught of sickness, violence, and hunger.
Avinu Malkeinu, Kaleh Kol Tsar Mastin Me'aleinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, halt the reign of those who cause pain and terror.
Avinu Malkeinu, Kodvenu B'Sefer Chaim Tovim.
Avinu Malkeinu, enter our names in the book of lives well lived.
Avinu Malkeinu, Chadesh Aleinu Shana Tova.
Avinu Malkeinu, renew for us a year of goodness.
Avinu Malkeinu, Malei Yadenu Mibirkotecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, let our hands overflow with your blessings.
Avinu Malkeinu, Harem Keren Mishichecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, let our eyes behold the dawn of redemption.
Avinu Malkeinu, Na'al Tishivenu Rekam Milfanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, we pray, do not turn us away from you with nothing.
Avinu Malkeinu, Kabel Berachamim V'Ratzon Et Tfilatenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, welcome our prayer with love, accept and embrace it.
Avinu Malkeinu, Aseh Imanu Lema'an Shemecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, act toward us as befits your name.
Avinu Malkeinu, Aseh Lema'ancha Im Lo Lema'anenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, act for your sake, if not for ours.
Avinu Malkeinu, Ein Lanu Melech Ela Ata.
Avinu Malkeinu, you alone are our sovereign.
Avinu Malkeinu, Petach Sha'arei Shamayim Litfilatenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, let the gates of heaven be open to our prayer.
Avinu Malkeinu, Shema Kolenu Chus V'Rachem Aleinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, hear our voice, treat us with tender compassion.
Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu V'Anenu, Ki Ein Banu Ma'asim, Aseh Imanu Tzedakah V'Chesed V'Hoshienu.
Avinu Malkeinu, Almighty and merciful, answer us with grace, for our deeds are wanting. Save us through acts of justice and love. Avinu Malkeinu, Shema Kolenu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chatanu Lefanecha. Avinu Malkeinu, Amo Aleinu. We
remains open for Aleinu, page 116.
Aleinu l'shapeach l'adon hakol, la'tekedu la'liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu k'dei haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo samkakenu kakem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishakavim u'modim, lifnei melech, malchei hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai, v'melech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo, u'shemo, u'shemo echad.
The ark is closed and you may be seated for a moment. It's a terrible job. That I can tell you, you can be seated for a moment as we prepare for Mourner's Kaddish. And we turn ahead to page 123. This is the way we summon one another, but it is not the way we call upon the name. We stand in rags. We beg for tears to dissolve the immovable landmarks of hatred. How beautiful our heritage to have this way of speaking to eternity. How bountiful this solitude, surrounded, filled and mastered by the name, from which all things arise in splendor, depending one upon the other. Excuse me. Our thoughts turn now to loved ones whom death has taken from us in recent days, and those who died at this season in years past. Our hearts open as well to the wider circles of loss in our community, and wherever grief touches the human family. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be a blessing in this new year and always. And we rise for the Mourner's Kaddish in body or in spirit, and we remember that at this season of the year, we ask that our prayers also rise, la'ela ula'ela, higher and higher. Please join me in the words of the Kaddish, page 122. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, b'yama divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yamechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach leolam umei umaya, Yitbarach v'yishabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudasha b'richu. La'ela ula'ela mikol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiram b'yalma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace bestow peace on all those who mourn, and may we be a source of comfort to all who are bereaved. And we say together, amen. Now you may be seated. Sandy Davis is back with just a few announcements. Hi.
So close. Our main service tomorrow begins at 10 a.m. in the sanctuary. For those with preschool-aged children, our Kiddush Club service begins at 9 a.m. Please enter through the religious school doors. For families with youth who are participating in our Apples and Honey High Holiday Youth Programming, tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., Please enter with your child through the religious school doors to check in. Youth programs are by reservation only. We cannot accommodate walk-ins. We have a full day of offerings tomorrow and hope that you'll spend the day with us. At 1 in the sanctuary, Rabbi Gottfried and Rabbi Alter will lead a study session exploring crash theory, a simple but elegant model of how all change happens. At 3:30, Blair and Joe Marks will offer an opportunity for reflection with contemplative music. Our family service for those with elementary school kids will be held at 3:30 in the sanctuary, led by Rabbi Alter and Jacob Schippel. The family service is open to the community, no tickets required. If you have a child who would like to blow their shofar, please bring the shofar to the family service. Our afternoon service begins in the sanctuary at 4:30 and is followed by Yisker at 5:30 and Nila at approximately 6:15. Our community break fast follows immediately after the conclusion of Nila. All are welcome. Please know that this break fast is a potluck. Please refer to the High Holiday Program or kolemeth.net for more information. Excuse me. Our High Holiday gift matching campaign has begun, and we hope that you will give your support to TKE and have your gift doubled. There are envelopes available in the lobby for your convenience. Simply pick one up and send in your contribution, or please go to online. Donations are also accepted via our website. TKE continues to fight food insecurity during our High Holy Days. Tomorrow, please bring non-perishable food items to support the JF and CS Food Pantry. Collection barrels are available. If you received a Rosh Hashanah greeting from WRJ and have not yet picked up your card, please do so at the table by the gift shop. Please return prayer books to the lobby. There will be carts available, or hand them to an usher. Gemar Chatima Tova.
Our concluding hymn, Amen Shem Norah, will be led by TKE's choir, Shir Emet, featuring soloist Barbara Sobel.
Amen, amen, Shem Norah. Amen, amen, amen. Amen, 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 Shem Norah. Amen, amen, amen. El Adir, Norah vayom, le'amat nafid yom, v'yivarech etchem kayom, v'yiveru kolam. Amen, 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 Shem Norah. Amen, amen, amen. Amen, 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 Shem Norah. Amen, amen, amen. El Adir, Adir v'Norah, Yadir v'Yadir HaTorah, v'yiftach la'anu sha'orera, v'imeru kolam. Amen, 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 Shem Norah. Amen, amen, amen. Amen, 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 Shem Norah. Amen, amen, amen. Ve'ashir, b'shir v'shevach, b'shir mizmor, la'venatzeach, v'nomar, aleinu l'shabeach, v'imeru kolam. Amen, 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 Shem Norah. Amen, amen, amen. Amen, 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 Shem Norah. Amen, amen, amen.
Na tova, chatima tova. See you all tomorrow morning.
Shana Tova.